For as much as I love horror movies, for the countless hours I've spent consuming and pontificating on the subject, I do understand that they aren't for everyone. Sure, we have drones of fans of all different demographics that build up this community, but I wouldn't be surprised if you told me that your grandmother wasn't at premiere night for Terrifier 2. I get it. It's a bold genre, an acquired taste. But every once in a blue moon, we get lucky. We get a movie that blurs the lines. Something that appeals to all. A scary movie in disguise, if you will. One of the best examples of this phenomenon in horror is the Poltergeist franchise. Real thrills with broad appeals weaved into core family values. In the spirit of the 4-3 season, today we're going to jump into this legendary franchise again and cover the third installment. 80s skyrise condos, mirrored hallways, and practical effects. We're gonna dive into all of it. So boys and girls, without any further introduction, here is our take on Poltergeist III. Welcome back to the Sloppy Horror Podcast. I am your host and your scary movie companion, Christian Ramey, and back again for another week, clapping them motherfucking ass cheeks, the best producer on this giant rockin' space we call home, Mr. Ozark Mark. What's going on, Mr. Ozark? How we living?
Hello. Here's a little disclosure for everybody listening. My fucking tonsils are swollen like a motherfucker right now because of these I think it's allergies. It's not sore anymore, but like if I look down my throat, like my tonsils are fucking swollen up and they're practically touching. It's hard to swallow food, so if you hear me wheezing, like, it's because I can't fucking breathe. So give me a break here. My tonsils are the size of fucking ping pong balls in my goddamn throat, and it's not going away. I don't know what to do.
That's my favorite part about Darth Vader and Michael Myers.
Well, you're going to be hearing it, but guess what? I'm still here, back up in your ass, to fucking give you an hour of quality entertainment for your ass.
Yes, and this is quite a hot topic movie, Mark, and there's things about this because we had no precursor about this flick. I know you've seen the first Poltergeist. We've covered it. I'm not sure if you've seen this film.
I did not know there was a second and a third Poltergeist.
Gotcha. Did you know that the young actress who played Carol Ann, Heather O'Rourke, died while making this movie?
No.
Yeah. It was still during post-production. Actually, they were reset the film, so the film was still in production. She died. And at 12 years old, and so that's what makes this movie a little eerie going back. Watching it, I will say this is not the show to go to if you're coming for some paranormal shit saying that the Poltergeist series is cursed. I'm not going to do that. Can we say that there's been some strange parallels? You know, the actress from the first one who played the older sister was murdered. There's been some weird deaths surrounding us. The lady with the crazy voice, what's the actress's name?
She was like Justine. No.
No. I like in real life, I want to know what that lady's name is.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
What was it called?
Let me see here, because I love that lady's voice.
Yeah.
So Tangina is the actress's, or the character's name, but Zelda Rubinstein is her name. Zelda. Okay.
Rubinstein.
Zelda's great. Okay. Yeah. She's amazing throughout this flick too, but her mother passed away during the filming of this movie. So there's some shit, but life is life and people die. And I would be very upset if someone turned my child's death into a podcast or like a little 2-minute TikTok. Here are the details surrounding, but fuck you, dude. You want to get likes and clicks off somebody's fucking suffering? I'm also not going to sell serial killer shit in our website, in our merchandise. I don't think that's fucking cool. What would you do if you were selling a Ted Bundy shirt and fucking some old guy walked up he killed my daughter? Cool. You feel like a cool big shot now? I don't understand the fascination behind that kind of stuff. So I'm not really going to. I understand it sells, and things are interesting.
Well, yeah, sex, drugs, money, and murder, dude.
Right.
Those are key money makers in life. Key things.
that's why I kind of wanted to start off by just really saying, first off, utmost respect to Heather O'Rourke. She gave us 3 great films, 3 great Poltergeist. When, Poltergeist are Poltergeist because of her. They're here. She's the girl. She's the one that gets captured. It's one of those strange things, even obviously James Gandolfini was an older man, so he lived a lot longer of a life. But certain people who just, especially actors, where you're just, they go and you're thankful for the body of work that they left behind, but you're like, man, that's really what you were here to do. That's really, Heather O'Rourke was, she was in Poltergeist, and I think for a reason, and I'm thankful going back. But just wanted to kind of precursor that and state that. And also, I want to look at this film from just as a film perspective, and I don't want to go into like the crazy, hey, it's cursed, or maybe, conspiracy theories behind it. I will say Shudder has a great series out called Cursed Films, if you're interested in that. And I do think it's kind of interesting, but I love that their episodes on there, I think they're about a half hour long per movie, and it's not some like fucking Tiger King, like each movie has 4 episodes and we just drag this out. I don't like that. I'm not, as much as I love fictional violence, and I fucking love it, dude. Like when I watch fictional violence, like when Art the Clown saws a girl in half from her vagina to her head, that does something to me, brother. I love every bit of that. I love it so much. But I'm not into the serial killer shit, and I'm just really not. Like if we did a true crime shit and you're like, yeah, this kid was murdered, I'd be fucked up, dude. Like I'm not like that. My wife watches all that crazy shit. She's watching one with these kids, and I'm like, I can't watch this shit. So there. So all you fucking, if you're out here leeching for some crazy, if this is your first time here and this is what you think this is, that's not what it is. We're going to talk about the film, and I'm not going to lie to you, Mark. There's some pretty cool, creepy parts in this. This is a film that's very much predicated on special effects. And director did not want to jump into he knew CGI was going to take over the world. And he said, I want to stick to special effects a lot. And it just adds a little... It's an older horror film, and I love it for that. And it's not bad looking. It's still pretty awesome. So, Mark, watching this the first time, just, what did you think?
Well, I liked it. The Poltergeist movies are always interesting. They're always a fun time. They're always like a little bit lower level of horror.
Family horror.
Yeah, it's family horror, and that's always kind of refreshing and fun. It's always a great story. Love the characters in it. It was a good movie, man. And I was curious while I was watching it because they say Carolyn so many goddamn Carol Ann. So I was curious. Now I want you to think which one, because I looked it up. Okay, I, as your friend here, did the work for you.
Lost Boys Michael?
Yes. Now, what do you think?
I think they said Michael more in Lost Boys than they said Carol Ann and Poltergeist.
Okay, well, I know the exact number of each of them. So, and they say Michael from the Lost Boys 118 times. 118 times they say Michael in the Lost Boys. Now, you think the Michael count is more or less than Carolyn?
Carol Ann.
Carol Ann. Whatever.
I don't know. Carol Ann might take it.
In Poltergeist 3, they say Carol Ann 121 times.
Oh, it was close.
It was so fucking close. I was like, God damn.
Carol Ann, going to the light.
Carol Ann. Carol Ann. Carol Ann. Yeah. God, dude, I'm just sitting here. I was like, how many times? I'm just like 10, 15 minutes in. I was like, how many times am I going to say her fucking name?
I will say.
My God.
He was introduced in the second movie. Okay, so Reverend Cain was introduced like as that super creepy fucking guy, and he came back, and Julian Beck was the guy who played him in the second one, and that guy died of cancer. I mean, he was dying of cancer when he was that guy, and I don't mean to sound like fucked up, but that guy was hands down one of the most scariest real life looking. Like, he don't have like much makeup and shit on. There's no like practical effects on him a lot. He's just a skeleton of a man in 1800s clothing singing Bible hymns and nice day for walking. Bro, I will shoot the fuck out of you. Get off of my yard. Like, I would shoot the fuck out of that old guy. I hope no one still dresses like that, because I would never trust you in old-timey clothes. And B, fuck that guy. And they got a new guy to play him in Poltergeist 3, obviously. And, he looks real de-aged and whatever. I do not like him. I don't think many people like him. I think he haunted many people's, young... I'm not taking chances with that guy. Like, just if I saw a guy that resembled that in public, I'm pulling on you. Like, I'm like, look, dog, get the fuck out of here, dude. You do not belong in here. Get away from my family.
Yeah, I liked how the ghosts were in mirrors. It's very hard to film too, especially in 1988. So I like that aspect of it a lot. And
Is that me or you?
That's fucking me. I should have been on silent. I forgot.
Look here.
I'm just
Tell
the
whoever's
popular
getting
guy.
a hold of you, it's Poltergeist 3 time.
Poltergeist 3. Why don't you give us a little bit of synopsis on it?
So, the worst parents in the world, apparently, from the Poltergeist movie, sent their daughter to live with their rich aunt and uncle in Chicago because there's like a special school there for people who are like her, right?
Chicago.
Fucking Chicago. First off,
They got upside down pizzas there.
you're gonna go from California to Chicago. First off, weather's gonna be a culture shock, okay? Because we get similar weather to Chicago here in Cincinnati. It's like when it's hot, it's hot. When it's cold, it's cold. It sucks. It just sucks in that regard. So they overcame. She won big here she moved to Chicago, but she's in a fucking skyrise. Like, in a fucking skyrise with like a beautiful view of like I don't know what it's called now, but the Sears Tower. It's fucking gorgeous,
Yeah,
right?
she's on like the 98th floor.
Oh my God, bro. That apartment now would be $15K a month easy. Mm-hmm. Easy, bro. Easy.
Talk about a sweet building, too. There's like a fucking mall in it. There's restaurants. There's fucking...
It makes you want to think some zombie shit almost. You're like, this is one of those places
Yeah.
like from those movies if there was zombies.
You know, and both the aunt and uncle work in the building. Like, that's fucking sweet. You ain't gonna drive nowhere.
You get some Die Hard vibes, too. I mean,
yeah.
it's an 80s kind of thing and a big building. They're on the roof at some points. I like that.
Yeah, fuck that.
And I also like the mirrors, okay? I know it looks super 80s, but the aesthetic of, like, if you have a giant-ass city view behind you to have mirrors in front of you, that's sick, dude. Like, that's one of the coolest rooms I've ever fucking seen. I know that building is still there, I'm sure, right?
Yes, the building is still there.
They better have kept that room the fucking same. Because, I don't care what the new design is. I want the mirror walls.
Yeah.
Like, that's fucking sick.
Yeah.
And then, you could sit in the window. Oh, what a fucking apartment. So, they send their daughter to live with aunt and uncle. Aunt's kind of a cunt. Uncle's really kissy. This dude kisses everything and everyone he sees. And, kind of weird. And, you get, creeper vibes, but he's just not. He's just loving.
That's just late 80s. That's what people did.
But look, I got a 17-year-old daughter. I ain't kissing her on the fucking lips.
No, this is before pedophilia was, a thing.
Right.
You know what I mean? That was just normal.
Whatevs, yeah. So they're kind of fucking strange. And there's this little school psychic that's trying to channel through Carol Ann, and it ends up bringing Reverend Kane back into her life. And like Ozark alluded to, these spirits, they come through in mirrors and reflections. So this bedroom we speak of ends up being it's not so great. It's all 80s. This whole fucking skyscraper is filled with mirrors. It's part of the aesthetic. The hallways, the fucking elevator doors, everything. So, very cool. From a filmmaker's perspective, that had to be hard as shit to shoot, but super satisfying, right? Super fucking satisfying.
Yeah, mirrors are quite a hard thing to pull off.
Mm-hmm. So, and you can see and somehow you could do it. You're like, all right, you got body doubles in this one. And there's certain ones where you can kind of figure it out. But there are a couple where you're like, how in the fuck? I want to be on set. How are y'all doing this?
Yeah.
But what ends up happening is worst babysitter ever. Her leaves Carol Ann, in the apartment by herself. Reverend Kane starts coming through the mirrors, ends up getting her and the aunt and uncle's daughter and her boyfriend. They get sucked into the portal. Zelda fucking Tangina comes back. They all try to save the kids from this portal like typical Poltergeist fashion. And I tell you, it delivers with some great practical effects. There's some pretty cool, eerie scenes in here. The part where Tangina fucking dies, holy shit. But she goes into the spirit world. She kind of comes back. But, like, that was an intense scene. I remember that from my childhood. She essentially gets touched by Kane when she's on the mirror and turns into, like, a fucking mummy and then just rots into rice and maggots. And then, like, hands start coming out of her. And it's the other daughter. And you're like, what the fuck, dude? Like,
Yeah, what the fuck is this?
yeah, it was almost like a Nightmare on Elm Street 2, like when Jesse's body got cut in half and Freddy came out. It was like that, but like way better.
Yeah.
And there's just some scenes in here that have always loved, or like have always lived in my head. When, Carol Ann, she has her hands on the mirrors and she gets pulled up. That's an intense scene. You wonder, how the fuck are they doing that? Like, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's a cool scene. But it just doesn't leave you. It's just shit you think about. And cool visual effects, cool location, and some scary, terrifying scenes. And it's like, family incorporated. You could throw some, family could watch this. So that's really hard to pull off. That's really hard to pull off a horror movie that all can watch.
Yeah.
Because, sure, I love Art the Clown, and I want to watch it cut a girl in half, but not everybody. You can't. Your mom's not going to watch that with you. Like, you know what I mean? Maybe if you got your mom's real rad, but for the most part,
this is a movie in the park night and fall.
Yeah.
Type thing.
But you could put this on with your mom, and she could get sucked into it. Like, ooh, like it might creep her out a little, but it's got such a broad footprint, and people can step into, and I really like that. Poltergeist in general, the franchise, aside from the remake, I absolutely love it. And I also do really think it's kind of I think of Heather O'Rourke, and I think of like, man, it's just these awesome 3 movies we got. Now, unfortunately, we didn't get Craig T. Nelson as the father in this one, which I wish. He was great. He's a great dad. What the fuck was the mom's, what was that actress's name? In the original. Oh, I love her though. She was a great mom. What the fuck was her name? I always do this. I mix up actors and then their character names. Jo Beth Williams. Yes. Yeah, she's the one. Yeah. So that's who played the mom. I loved her and Craig T. Nelson. They really felt like real parents in the first one. Like sometimes movies can have a couple together or whatever together. You're like, I don't know. It don't feel right. But they felt like mom and dad. I mean, and it showed them like smoking joint, like, after the kids went to bed. There was some real it was just different from other movies. And I think the third one carries a little bit of that too. It doesn't have Craig T. Nelson, Jo Beth Williams, but it does have some family elements. And you're able to identify with the characters. I mean, what's more, like, if something takes your fucking kid, anybody's kid, bro. Like, if you were standing on the street and you saw somebody in a car take somebody's kid and pull off, you'd be a part of that journey. You'd be like, fuck, bro, let's get him.
Yeah.
Yeah. You see a kid go, like, that's, like, even, so the aunt and uncle's daughter in this movie, which, what the fuck was her name? Why am I so bad? I've got,
Joanna?
Yeah, I've got, like...
Was it Joanna?
I've got fucking... fog today.
Jonah?
It's Jonah Hill. That's who it is. That's the daughter. Was it Donna? Donna. Fucking Donna. Anyways,
Donna.
the fucking daughter. Okay? She has this little simpy boyfriend named Scott, and like, you know how like you can go back and watch older movies and you see how people look? And then, like, you can see, like, how older people are, like our parents' age, where you're like, you were probably like this guy back in the day, and now you're just, for a goddamn fact that Scott dude grew up to be a major fucking dorky stepdad. He just had the fucking dork mouth. Like, you know what I'm talking about? There's dork mouth. And some people have it, and it's just this, like, fucking... like
Dork mouth, bro. Like, bro was a straight fucking, and I'm not like horror nerd, not like nerd like that. I'm saying bro was a straight funny stepdad, busting, dad jokes, okay?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Busting out dad jokes every time. Like when he sees somebody in a restaurant that he knows, oh, they let anybody in here.
Hey, you need people like that, man.
There is a
You
strange
need people
comfort.
like that.
You do, because like who else is gonna build ships and bottles or know how to learn like pocket watches or how to take apart locks and that's what them nerdy dudes are really like about.
Yeah.
You're like, I take apart watches and put them together. Wow, that's a random thing to do. All
Good
right.
for you.
Thanks.
Somebody's got to do it.
Thanks, dork mouth. I'm glad you did something good.
Dork mouth. Speaking of this dork mouth ass, that was my favorite, probably one of my favorite parts of the movie is when it's after Carol Ann, her sister Donna, and her simpy boyfriend, whatever his name is again.
cousin.
And dork mouth gets sucked into the other realm through that puddle. So they're trying to figure it out. But then Dorkmouth comes popping up out of the pool of ice. And once he comes back all frozen, he's just like walking all chilled, like, just watching him walk after he came out.
Yeah,
it was so fucking funny to me.
He displayed some horrible acting chops at moments. I won't deny that. But he, fucking dorky character.
When he popped out of the ice, man. Oh, my God.
Yep.
That was funny.
It was really funny, and I think the location really ties this whole movie in. You feel very almost Shining kind of factor where you just feel enclosed.
Oh yeah,
movies feels like it's kind of closing in on you.
There's all kinds of different floors, all kinds of different areas.
And for the recent folks who just watched Evil Dead Rise, it plays even with that. You're trapped in this fucking building, dude. What do we do?
Yeah.
How do we get out of here?
Mm-hmm.
Let's get the fuck out of here. They go on one of those window washing things.
Fuck that thing, dude. That's the scariest part of the whole fucking movie. Tell you, getting on that fucking raggedy thing.
That one looked good though. Like that one looked like it was because that building was all like high tech. So it's like if it was a legit one that worked and I was harnessed, I'd feel safe. I don't want to be fucking free solo out there.
No, but it's funny. It's like when you're on a high place, somebody is bound to say, "Don't look down." Never works. You always look down.
Yeah.
It's inevitable. It's just like being a male and strapping something on your vehicle with straps.
It's not going anywhere.
You're not going anywhere. You can't help but say it.
Get a pair of fucking grill tongs and don't click them.
Oh, I click them every time.
You gotta see if they work, dude. You gotta test them, dog. I know. I think working
have a drill and never go vroom, vroom.
Oh, you have to.
Every time.
I think working on roofs has cured a little bit of my heights.
That's nowhere height compared to what that building was.
No, but I feel like if I was on something mechanical, I'd feel safe, but like I would feel less safe just like on the roof. Like you're like, I don't want to be like.
Yeah, I would feel uncomfortable just being on the roof. Like even if I'm in the middle of the roof, my legs will start getting weak. I was like, I don't like, no.
I do feel if I'm on a roof of a skyscraper that German henchmen are going to come try to shoot me, and then there's going to be FBI and they're going to come, and then the guy from Family Matters is going to be on the ground talking to me through the, because he's going to know I'm a cop and nobody, I don't know. It just feels like Die Hard a lot to me. I really like that aspect of it. And, Chicago produced some horror movies around this time, dog. You got like Child's Play. You got motherfucking Poltergeist III. You got the motherfucking Candyman. And they all kind of have that late 80s, early 90s Chicago aesthetic. And, I kind of like that. It has its own place and feel. And, I got to see a couple of those places, like the Child's Play building. I didn't, no Candyman. I wish I could have went to that garage.
Yeah.
Because if it's still in existence or use, I would have did something. I would go in there with a coat and a hook, find people's names out.
Helen.
It'd be fun. It'd be fun. Worth a shot.
Helen.
Dude, he had the creepiest voice, man. He was able to, lay it down and let you know. You're going to be scared now.
Yeah.
You're going to be scared because I started talking and bees are out of my mouth. But I guess something's in the water up there in Chicago. Okay, it's a violent place. People are getting killed. All right. You got...
I really like the garage scene where everything was frozen. Cars were attacking them.
Dude, that was a great scene. That was a fucking incredible scene. There's snow all over, but then it turns into fire. You know, I like all of these things. These are good things. All right. An incredible... I like how it goes from super cold just to fucking warm in like an instant. Like, I know obviously it's a different set. You know, I know how things work, but it just flows very well as far as on scene, like the way you're watching it. You're like, it's just this weird parallel world that you can get dragged into where the Poltergeist people is. It's where they're at. They should have never built those houses there. You didn't move the bodies? Look what happened. Look what happened. Okay, you build houses on an Indian burial ground.
They follow you to Chicago.
Look what you done did, you jerk. You done fucked your kid up forever, and then you send her off with like her. That aunt was a cunt, all right? She was mean to that kid.
Yeah.
She was mean. She was cunty, all right? I didn't like that. Like, what do you got to worry about, bitch? You live in this fucking high-rise hotel. Like, you have a fucking 5-star restaurant downstairs. And a store. And a giant pool. You just up here bitching because this kid's fucked up. Hester goes, shame on you. Shame on you. You deserve this, lady. You brought this on. Maybe it's her fault. Nobody ever thinks about that. It's the mom's fault. Poltergeist 3, that's what happened. The mom's fault. She's too cold, didn't have enough love. That's what it's all about.
But she find loves in the end.
She did. She did. I like when it showed, like, for a second, it showed, like, her husband's skeleton. He wasn't dead, but it was just, like, a part of the nightmare. Yeah. And the skeleton had a mustache. Yeah, that's how you know it's him.
Look, man, that man is a real man because they're talking about in the beginning of the movie what they're going to wear.
Right.
And he's like, yeah, I'm going to wear my tuxedo. The one you wear to the wedding? Yes, the one I wore to my wedding. And the one I wear to funerals and any other. Most men have one suit.
Yeah, that's all I got here. That's all I got. What else you want me to wear?
One suit. That's all you need.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, if you, what are you fucking doing? You got a bunch more than that. What are you doing? You going out? You work at Wall Street?
Nobody's impressed.
Yeah, go fuck yourself. But if you do have cool suits like that, you better make sure you got a mean mustache to rock with it. All right? I want you to have a mean mustache. That's a choice, just to have the stash.
Not many people can pull off a stash.
That's true, man. A lot of people can pull off a beard. Not many can pull off the stash.
No, and even with Top Gun coming out recently, like, all girls are like, I kind of love a guy with a mustache. No, you don't. No, you do not. A mustache looks creepy on 98% of the male population.
I tell you, if I just were to let my mustache grow out and shave my beard, I'd look like fucking Dale Earnhardt.
Dude,
my mustache would cover my face like Yosemite Sam.
Next episode, we're gonna rock our mustaches.
Bro,
we're just gonna trim though, but we'll leave the mustache. We'll trim the rest of it. And we'll just have mustaches.
I'm a mustache man.
And you ladies want a mustache ride?
Like, are we going full handlebars like Hulk Hogan, or just, you know?
Ooh, we could.
Now that would be funny. Now, hey, brother. I feel like you need a bandana and you have to say brother at least 10 more times every day.
I bet you we could say brother over 100-something times, like they did in the movie.
Oh, no, brother.
Nobody would listen to that episode ever.
They wouldn't. They wouldn't like it.
No, they would hate it.
They would not like it.
What's your favorite part of the movie?
Let's think here. If I had to think of my favorite part of Poltergeist 3, let's be honest here. It's probably... I really liked the first Carol Ann getting captured. All that nightmare shit that started to happen. The fog, like... The fog pouring in and out, like... I don't know. I really like that a whole lot. But pretty much as soon as the older cousin leaves to go hang out with their friends and leaves Carol Ann by herself, shit hits the fan. And it is a really cool display. Throughout the mirrors, the fog, the fucking strobe lights. Like, it... That was a lot of work on set, and, You know, you can watch a movie and think, like, oh, yeah, whatever, it's just this. And it's like, no, bro, like, that was a fucking 17-hour day, I bet. Like, that was beautiful. Like, just from a horror movie fan's standpoint, that was some beautiful couple minutes of cinema right there. So I'd have to put that. What say you, Ozark?
Well, I said when Dorkmouth comes out of the ice.
Oh,
so
yeah,
like,
yeah.
Cracked up at that.
Yeah, dude. And let's think here, because, you know, sometimes we kind of, like, reminisce here, or, like, try to, like, foreshadow what the kill. There's not a crazy amount of kills or really anything in here.
I think there's just one.
Yeah, it's just the one kill. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
It's pretty awesome looking. There's a couple fake out kills
Yeah.
where you got, you know, skeleton dad and stuff, but
Yeah, there wasn't any kills in the first one. I don't think.
no,
No, there's not many kills in the Poltergeist.
nope, just frightening moments.
Yes.
It's just frightening. Yes, I like these things, Ozark Mark, but really, I mean, the first was made by Steven Spielberg and Tobe Hooper, so it started with a legend, and fucking Zelda and Heather were the only two from the original that played in all three.
Yeah. Well, I think they did a good job. They kept it going. I don't think they went cheesy like the third ones, like they usually do. I think they went blockbuster, and I think they fucking nailed it. It was a very good movie. Definitely was a Poltergeist movie. Definitely had the formula.
It fucking delivered the
It fucking
goods.
delivered. And so I'm about to deliver some other goods to you, and we're going to find out more things about this movie. Hi now, welcome to the What Do You Know here. This is a segment here where we're here to tell you something that you may or may not know about this movie. Now, if this is your first time up in this here hootenanny, we're going to tell you how things are going to go, okay? We're going to tell you things we know about this movie. Now, you may know what we know, you may not know what we know, but if you know what we know, you're going to have a ween orgasm. If you don't know what we know, you're about to find out what we know, and then you're going to have a ween orgasm too, so it doesn't matter. Everybody gets a participation trophy, all right? And everybody's gonna be a little bit moist down in there between the nether regions. So here we go. I think it's my turn to tell you something that you may or may not know about this movie, Poltergeist 1988.
Enlighten us down here.
Well, I will enlighten you. I will show you. Just give me the light.
Just give me the light.
Somebody goes, Alin.
Hold on, can we do like the accent with this accent, like, just give me the light. I don't know, you know the guy, he sings the just give me the light.
Just give me the light. I can't do it because I don't
Do an accent with an accent, that's hard
that's
to fucking...
impossible.
Some people do it, you know. Hey.
Listen to me. So, there's a scene in this movie, okay? Now, this is all basically practical effects in this movie. So, there's a part in this movie where, you know, the guy, he lights the car on fire and it explodes, okay?
Big explosion.
In the garage. That was a real explosion, obviously. They did a good job with that.
Yeah.
Now, the problem is that explosion blew up the entire set, pretty much. And somebody almost died.
That's not good.
No. I mean, the pyro guy, like, you know, but somebody almost died during that explosion. They didn't, thank God. But, you know, they blew up the entire set.
It's always
They
a
said,
guy
"Fuck
that's
this set."
fearless with a lighter, just like, fuck it.
I know. And a Zippo.
No big deal.
No big deal. Somebody almost died, but they didn't die, so thank God for that. But it blew up the whole set. So now you know.
That's crazy. That's a tough day at work.
I know, you're telling me. You blew up your entire fucking work area.
Way to go.
You think they got a couple days off here or what?
You know those videos you see on the internet with the forklift drivers where they hit something and the whole factory crashes on them? It's like, you know, that's what it is. It's like you
that.
know you're fired. You
Now
gotta piss in this cup.
imagine how pissed off they would be if they did the explosion and they didn't have film in the camera and they blew up the entire set.
You know, apparently, about that scene when that whole explosion happened, Mr. Rozak,
Yeah.
little Heather O'Rourke, when they told her about it, her first thing she said, "Did you get the shot?" Now that's somebody that knows film.
That's a real fucking professional.
Now I got a little something for you.
Okay.
As you know, it was discussed earlier. Mr. Craig T. Nelson was not a part of this movie. And, when you say Poltergeist, I'm not going to lie, he's like the second name that comes to my mind.
Sure.
I mean, he's just a great actor.
Yeah.
I like this guy a lot.
Uh-huh.
When they asked him, why didn't you do this one? He said a simple response. 2 is enough.
2's all you need.
2's enough.
2's enough. Why you think we only give you 2 facts most of the time? 2's all
Such
you
an
need.
old man answer, but I like it, So if you're wondering, he didn't have any beef. He just wanted to do a new project. He said 2 was enough. I want to go somewhere else.
Yeah.
But it worked because they were somewhere else. She was somewhere else. She
It
fucking
made sense.
Chicago.
No, it made sense. I mean, if you had a freaky kid that was bringing poltergeist to your house, you might want to send her away and get a break.
Yes.
Makes sense to me, pawn it off on somebody else.
And look here, kid. You're going to Chicago in 1988.
Yeah,
Why don't
really.
you buy Bulls season tickets and just hang on?
I know.
Because
Just
it's going to
shut
be a
up.
fun ride.
Just shut up.
It's
In
gonna be a
loft.
fun ride.
In a fucking loft with a view.
That would be fucking crazy, though. Could you imagine if you, woke up in a city, at that time frame? If I woke up in Chicago in 1988, I would say, Ozak Mach, we're going to be rich as fuck. Because I know every NBA Finals game for, the next 8 years.
Yeah.
I know exactly what's going to happen, and we're going to be fucking rich.
Yeah. That's how you do that. Well, those are some great facts.
I like it.
You know anything more facts about this movie?
I don't think so.
Well, that's good. 2's all you need.
2's all you need.
2's enough. 2's all you need. We're gonna go now.
Hey! You know what, Mark?
Huh?
I just feel bad if these poltergeists come into my life. Because I'm not going to lie to you. All right? First off, whether I'm privy to it or not, I look in the mirror a lot. I'm going to be doing shit, okay? They don't know. I could be Buffalo, billing it in there, tucking my wiener, holding my little dog, playing records, looking in the mirror, getting all, would you fuck me? I'd fuck me. And then Reverend Kane pops up, and he's going to be like, you know what? I don't think this is the house. We got to pick another place. This guy is not going to pass the test. And, if I was privy to it, I would ramp it up. I mean, you'd be doing helicopters in the mirror. You'd be, flapping it thigh to thigh, ah. And you would just try to get there. Because you're in the mirror. What the fuck are you going to do, dude?
I would shave my butthole in the mirror.
Yeah, dude. That's what I'm talking about. Blow boogers on it. Do all kind of stuff.
It would suck to be a ghost if you only travel through mirrors because you would just see the weirdest shit because everybody is embarrassed about something they've done in front of a mirror.
Oh, yeah.
That's where you do the most vile, embarrassing shit is in the mirror.
And, what level is it? Because no matter what way you look at a mirror, there's a reflection. So, if you're on the toilet, you could probably see the mirror. But if you're in the shower, you can too. So which angle do they get? Do they get all angles? Is it like a fly's eye where they can see everything, dog?
Nah, I think it's just like a two-way cop mirror thing.
I think, maybe. But I think that's what kind of, made it more exciting to me. Because, okay, it is another realm. Because, at all times, a mirror is showing, if you're sitting here, I'm sitting here, and we're both looking at the same thing, it gives us two different images. Right. How is that possible?
Well, it's light.
Well, right.
Well, there's a thing on the internet, I think we talked about this before. I don't know. But, it just shows how stupid people are. They don't understand how light and a mirror works. So they put a piece of paper and they put something on the other side of the piece of paper. So then somebody else films the side of it. It's like, how does the mirror know that it's there? It's okay, you're looking at it from a different angle, idiot.
Yeah.
Light fucking reflects and it will reflect the same image.
I definitely understand the science behind it, but I'm just saying the kind of the comedian skit where that doesn't make fucking sense. Just practically, it doesn't make sense. Because if you're sitting here and I'm sitting here and we're watching TV, same fucking thing, right? And I understand that it bounces light off, but it's just a strange concept, and it definitely opens up that door to the other world.
It is a strange phenomenon.
It's another dimension.
But mirrors are very useful. One thing I've always learned, if you're ever doing something when in a mirror with somebody, say you're backing up something or taking instructions, if you can't see them, they can't see you. All right, that's a very helpful tip.
It is.
That's a little fact for your ass.
Yeah. Hell yeah, it is.
Dude, it's so hard to do stuff in a mirror. I'm trying to you ever try to trim the back of your neck or something? Well,
you need two mirrors, or you need a phone.
That's what I'm trying to do, but it's so hard. When you're trying to look through the phone, it still fucks you up because left is right and right is left.
It does get tricky, but I'm like very anal pretentious about that. So I've gotten a good system, but there's been times when I've been in a fucking bathroom with a CD, like looking back there, just like, all right, please Lord, don't let me mess up.
Dude, I've never been in a like those. I love the videos of like where it's a mirror maze. That would fuck me up, but it's always fun to watch like little kids run through and just run straight into a fucking mirror.
I went into one of those with my family, and but that was the first thing I said. Don't run. Do not
Dude,
run.
if I'm in a house of mirrors, my arms are straight out the entire time. I'm not running into a fucking mirror.
And I hadn't seen this movie in a little bit of time, but the moment we walked into that mirror fucking maze, it's like Reverend Cain's in this bitch somewhere. We need you, Caroline.
Dude, that's got to be a fear in back of people's mind. Like if you're ever like alone, like that's a typical horror thing where you look down, you look up, and somebody else is in the fucking mirror.
Yep. Remember that lady in the ring that was brushing her hair in that video? I didn't like her.
Nobody likes her.
Yeah. You know what else you could do as revenge? Send in like a class of preschoolers and to fuck these mirrors up. Kids don't give a shit about mirrors. They're just like, oh, what's this? TV, a mirror? Does this need my fucking gross ketchup handprints on it? Yeah, I'll put this here. Like if you had those mirrors, I imagine that the reason those went out of style is because of children. Look at it. All my parents out there, turn off your TV and look at it. You'll have it's going to look like the fucking cabin in the Blair Witch Project. You're going to have little fucking kid handprints all over the bitch. Look at your windows. Look at anything if you've got little kids.
When you go into a person's house, let's say you're in a friend's house, do you judge them on the cleanliness of their bathroom mirror?
It depends. Yeah, it depends. I'm not judging parents hard.
Because there's sometimes, dude, I've run into a friend's house and I go in their bathroom in their mirror and there's like pimple juice stains on it and fucking, the toothpaste splatters on it. It's like, God.
Yeah, not good.
No.
Not good. You got to clean that bitch up. I'm big about that. But yeah, that's all you got to do is send a bunch of kids in there and they're going to fuck it up. And then, you know what I would do? I mean, I'd pull the Nightmare on Elm Street 4. I'd bring in a mirror. Motherfucker, I'm going to sit in mirrors. So, like, the mirrors are facing outwards. Like, you're going to be looking at yourself, asshole. That's how you kill it. You got to make him look at himself.
Well, dude, another thing is, like, you ever been in, like, a mirror? There's, like, the corner mirrors.
Mm-hmm.
And then whenever if you get it the angle right, you just go into an infinite amount.
Yeah.
It just goes on forever. That's fucking weird.
Doesn't make any fucking sense.
A mirror reflecting a mirror.
Mm-hmm.
It's like some other dimension.
Yeah.
Do not do that on psychedelic drugs. That's why every time we did psychedelics, I did not look in a mirror.
Yeah. Yep. You get deep in there.
You get sucked into it. You're
this is what I am.
Like you always get lost in the mirror. I was like, I'm not looking in the mirror. I'm not looking in the fucking mirror. Do not look in the mirror when you're on psychedelics. I do not recommend it. Do not do it.
Yeah, don't do it.
Because you will be lost in there for at least 20 minutes.
Yeah. Also, if you have Poltergeist, just don't take any chances. Maybe spray paint the mirrors. I'm spray painting NWO on all my mirrors. NWO, baby. I don't know why whenever I have a paint can, that's just my instinct to spray paint NWO.
It's either that or a dick.
Yeah,
that's something you never grow out of. Like if you're a male and somebody hands you a marker or a pen to do vandalism somewhere, you are drawing a dick instantly.
Mm-hmm.
That's my go-to.
Yeah, you just gotta have some. You gotta have a couple.
Somebody's dry erase board on their fridge, it's getting a dick on it.
Mm-hmm. When windows get fogged up, have you ever did the little baby footprints on there?
Baby footprints.
Yeah, next time you get a fogged up mirror, all right, put your hand like this and put it on there, and then you could put toes on there, and people are gonna be fucked up. They're gonna be like, "What baby walked on my fucking windshield?" It's gonna, and it looks very eerily close, and you can get really good at it.
That's weird. I never tried that.
Yeah, you just gotta make that and put it on the fog, and then just like make little toes. You're gonna freak out whoever is in your life.
I mean, you could really fuck with somebody and just write help.
Yeah, baby toes and write help. They're gonna be like, nah.
What the fuck?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So, kids might be the answer to all this. They can mess up the mirrors. You definitely need some stuff to break mirrors. or just a gun to shoot the mirrors. You know, that would be my go-to. Like, just look, I'm not playing games. Get rid of all the mirrors in the house. Like, once we've established that the mirrors are the way in, and these people are, we're breaking them all. You know, I'm not playing games. I'm not playing games.
No. Get rid of all the liquid in your house, too.
Yeah, we're not, you know, we got to go. We're getting out of here. You just got, you know, I'm going to church, all right? If I know that there's demons, and I'm going to church, okay? You might have a Hellraiser 3 situation where he goes in there and fucks the shit up anyways, but it's worth a shot. It's worth a shot, all right? Because you don't know. You might find Van Helsing in there, like, ready to throw down. You don't know.
You never know. I want to know how this movie rates, though, on our world-famous Sloppy Horror Podcast rating system.
Sloppy horror rating, baby, yeah!
Hoo, 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 hoo. How was that trip through that mirror into this realm? Now, welcome, ladies, boys, Joes, girls, all those people. Yeah, this is the Sloppy Horror Podcast rating system. This is developed by the horror nerd, your favorite scary movie companion, Christian Rainey himself. This is a horror movie scale rating, not a movie in general. So keep that in mind. How's this going to go? We're going to do this in a series of 4 categories. 3 categories worth 3 points. Last category is worth 1.48 total of
10 points altogether.
You have said that over 91 times now. Isn't that eerie? Wow. Wow. Wow.
That's a long time.
I hope when people listen to this, when you say that's a total of, they go 10 points altogether.
I hope when anybody hears that, that's what they said.
Yes. Anyways, let's go into the first category here in the Sloppy Horror Podcast rating. And that is casting.
Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing with this. I'm going, not only because it's really hard, like, not to mention Heather again, but Heather was sick, okay? Heather had a misdiagnosis by her doctors. She drank well water at one of her family's places, and it fucked her up, and it gave her some kind of shit, and they misdiagnosed it as Crohn's, and they were, like, giving her fucking, what do they call, cortisone shots and shit, and that's why her cheeks were kind of chubby in this movie, and, knowing that she's sick, and then you go back and watch a movie, anytime an actor dies during a movie, like, it's, I don't care if it's Heath Ledger's Joker, you know what I mean? Like, I don't care if it's Brandon Lee with The Crow. I don't care if it's Heather O'Rourke with Poltergeist III. It adds a different element. And they obviously didn't know that was happening when things were happening, but still, like, it adds a different element where it's like, that's kind of the role that you gave last. So that bumps it up. But on top of that, like you said, they went more blockbuster. So really, I'm thinking this is a solid 2. This is a solid 2. There are moments of, like, you know, shitty acting, whatever, but this is a solid 2. No questions asked. No outstanding performances to the point where it's like, you know, this is 2.5 or a 3, but I feel really solid with a 2. Do you like that?
Yes, I do. Good explanation. I love it. I understand completely. So that's 2 out of 10 so far here on the Sloppy Horror Podcast rating. Let's get into the second category here in the Sloppy Horror Podcast rating, and that is kills. 0.5, there's only one, but there is a death. Mm-hmm. I'll sum it up for you. If you're a listener to this show, you probably figured out that's what it was going to be.
Yeah.
It's a 0.5. We got an elevator, fell to the death, and he's there. That's it. That's the only death. There are some fake deaths. Those don't count because those aren't real deaths. But there is some death in the movie, and it has to get a minimum of half a point.
Yep. Hit it right on the head.
Thank you.
Half point.
So that is 2.5 so far here on the Sloppy Horror Podcast rating. Let's get into the third, final 3-point category on the Sloppy Horror Podcast rating, and that is fear.
So I'm going to bring it back around. As we said at the beginning.
Bring it back around.
Who's this horror movie for?
Everybody.
Mm-hmm. It's a family horror flick as well. So I really feel if a family had a movie night and put on Poltergeist 3, I think you can get some shrieks from mom. I think you can get some spooked out kids. I think it can get you elevated. Honestly, I really feel like this could be a 2 because it has such a broad footprint. Not everybody's going to watch these other kind of flicks. Say a Wrong Turn 3 like we did last week.
Right.
they're not going to fall into that. But I feel like this could make its way on a lot of people's televisions, and I think it could freak quite a few people
Well,
out.
there's a lot of different fear elements, just not the poltergeist isn't the only fear. You have people who have fear of elevators when that elevator fucking breaks,
Yeah.
shakes. That's a fucking fear. We have
Heights.
the fear of heights, the fear of fucking, fucking mirrors.
Yeah, and then even just like terrifying scenes with the fog and the fucking bodies coming out of dead bodies. Like there's some stuff. There's some stuff enough, I think, that would really grant this a 2. Not a 3. It's not shit your pants scary, but it's got such... people would watch this. I mean, like I said, like your mom or anybody's mom, like I don't think your mom's going to sit there and cozy up and watch Wrong Turn 3 with you, but this is on TV. She might be like, oh, I know this one. This is scary.
There's a lot of rational fears in this.
Yes.
So I think that's what puts it up so high.
Yeah, and, when you got kids and family, like, coming together to fight...
Yeah, and poltergeist activity is a real fucking thing, too.
Yeah,
Not
dude.
to this extreme.
Sure, but...
there are some fucking poltergeist cases in the world.
Absolutely.
So, cool. We'll go with 2 there. So it's 4.5 out of 10 so far here on the Sloppy Horror Podcast rating. Let's get into the final 1-point categories for half a point each here on the Sloppy Horror Podcast rating, and that is rewatchability. Rewatchability.
For sure. For sure, a half a point for me. For sure.
Yeah, half a point for me. These are poltergeist movies, man. This is a great flick. They're great flicks. Great story. Very entertaining. Good special effects. Keeps you on the edge of your seat. Not too gory to where it turns most people off. It's a very rewatchable movie. I think so, too.
And I'm not kidding. I love this. I could watch this just for the fucking apartment, dude.
Oh, no.
It is so nice. I mean... You come over here, Mark, a lot of times because I got the 3 monitors down here in the studio, so a lot of times I'll have screensavers up, and they have some really cool ones that like have rain, but they're like cities, like it's like apartments like this with cities, and some of them are fake, but they look so fucking real. And I have one of those on every day. Like my family's even got privy to them. Some of them when they go to bed, they'll put them on their TV because it's the rain and it's cool looking.
There you go.
But I swear, it's one of these is out of this movie. And there's this guy, and I'm going to shout him. His YouTube channel is Sinister Ambience. And if you're looking for a cool fucking screensaver, he does horror ones. He does like Friday the 13th. You might have came over one time and had like the lake and his mom's head. It's got the fucking, what was the bar's name in fucking American Werewolf in London? Like the Dead Goat or the fucking...
I don't remember.
I forget what the fuck... That'll come back to me. But anyways, it's got some great aesthetics for that. So if that guy... I know he's fucking a fan of our channel too. He follows us. So
all right.
If he listens to this episode, I'm giving you a great fucking one. Poltergeist 3's fucking bedroom.
Bang.
Make it for me.
Do it.
Now.
Anyways, I got to put a graphic up on the screen here if you're watching. So that is a total of 5.5 out of 10 for Poltergeist 3. Here on the Sloppy Horror Podcast, right back up in your ass. Solid score for a solid movie, if you asking me personally.
But we're not done. We got to hit the button.
I missed you, mister.
Mr. Rollsock. Tell him if they're old enough. How old? To watch that scary stuff. It's for the parents who will give up.
That always lightens the mood. Look. This is kind of a family horror movie, but that kind of like I don't want to misrepresent somebody to show their infant. I don't know here. I've got a very bad judge of character here because I'm obviously a horror nerd. So Ozark, Mark, we've put together this nice little segment for you new listeners. It's a nice little segment where Ozark kind of gives you an age where he thinks is safe for a child to watch this movie, because a lot of people ask us that, believe it or not, especially on live stream. Like, what's some great movies for kids? Well, we'll do your due diligence with most of the movie, unless it's absolutely ridiculous and there's no chance a kid can watch it. But if there's a chance a kid could, we should probably...
There's a chance.
There's a chance we can get through this. What do you think, Mark? How old?
Well, let's go through it. Not a lot of death.
Nope.
Especially not a physical death on screen. It's off screen when it happens. No sex. Not a lot of cursing. 10.
I was going to go, like, way younger, but I'm fucked.
You can go way younger, sure. But I think 10, because there are some freaky moments in it.
You know what's fucking weird? I'm telling you, all these weird movies my youngest, my 5-year-old, has come in to watch with me. There's some, like, she'll see, and it's like, don't flinch an eye. I put on Coraline, and she freaks the fuck out because the mom with the button eyes, and that's a kid's movie.
Right.
It's like the weird ones fuck her up. It's never like and I don't, like, make her watch anything. She's just kind of hip to whatever, just because obviously I'm dad, but that's, you never know what'll get people.
No, I mean, you never do, but I think 10's a safe age because, you know.
Yeah.
That's what I'll go with. Obviously, you could go younger. It's your kid. You figure it out. But if you're in the process of children's that you don't know, if they're 10 years or older, they can watch this movie. So there you go.
Throw it on for them.
Throw it on.
I like that, Mark. See, I appreciate that. I actually really, believe it or not, I really like that segment that we have that. Because there has to be people that have children's. And I think some of the most fun, aside from, I mean, we've had some people hit us up, say they've gone through some life traumas and that our show has helped them. That I don't know how to even fucking approach that. That humbles the shit out of me. I don't even know, because we're just two assholes talking about movies. So if you get some enjoyment, we very much thank you there. And you know what we didn't do?
What's that?
We gave this whole episode to these people completely for free. Did you make sure that you didn't put the advertisements in?
What advertisements, sir?
Exactly.
That's right. Oh, I know what you did there. I see what you're doing. I see what you just did there.
You made it through this whole goddamn episode without me telling you
Congratulations.
where to go to buy other shit. I didn't do any of that. You know why, folks? Because horror means something to me, and I never got into this for the money. Never, ever. But in order to keep the lights on, a lot of you fine folks out there have subscribed to our Patreon, cheap as $3 a month for some bonus episodes, which we very much thank you. We also have merchandise available. I don't know if it'll be under this video. I imagine Poltergeist won't be monetized because it's such a popular video, but there are links in the description. Check out these cool, affordable shirts, beanies, hoodies, whatever. Let the world know you're a sloppy whore. So, I can't thank you guys enough for that. But what I was going to get to was the part I love most about doing this show, aside from hanging out with my dog talking flicks, is when people reach back out to me and like, hey, I have never heard of this movie until you guys covered it, and I watched it, and I love it. I'm just the one I'm the conduit to the movie's the star. The movie's the thing that's awesome. I'm just the conduit to it. And if you can do that for somebody, I really like that. I get that one a lot with The Burning.
It makes you all warm and fuzzy on the inside. It makes you feel like you did a good deed.
Yeah, I tell you, The Burning is that one a lot. So many people are like, I had no idea about that until the show. And it's like, big horror nerds, slasher fans know about it, but just your casual fans that don't know, and they'll watch that like, this is a good fucking movie.
Dude, I don't even know about 75% of the movies that we've done.
I know. I love. You're like, that's so fun too, because you're like, you could say in a time of your life, like when you're older, you're like, I had a time in my life where I analyzed horror flicks, than like a lot of them, and it's like not.
Well, it's cool. Well, it's cool now too, because I have this arsenal of movies that I can pick from that a lot of people have never seen before. So if somebody asks me, what should we watch? Have you ever seen this one?
Yeah, man.
It's cool.
I definitely dig that. And also, too, people that are fans of movies, they Google movies. Like, you're going to Google it and or type it into YouTube. And the fact that our name can pop up on that list for some of those flicks just makes me happy, because there's a lot of movies. I'm not going to lie to you. I would listen to somebody talk for 3 hours about Nightmare on Elm Street. Nightmare on Elm Street, I don't know the runtime. I mean, it's like an hour-and-a-half movie, right? I would listen to somebody talk for 3 hours about it because that's exciting. I love to hear people's perspective on film, and it affects people different, man. If you're like, man, we watched Poltergeist 3 when I was little, and my cousin pissed his pants, and then my grandma yelled at us because I want to hear all about that, dude. I want to hear all about that fucking night. I go into the video store because, I don't know, it shines some people up, and horror always has that ability, because even people that aren't super fans are like, oh, I remember when I watched this one, it fucked us up.
Well, what's the best way to tell us about that, and we can actually talk about what you talked about? Oh, that's right, the Patreon. That's right. Mm-hmm. You can become a Patreon member. Just go Google Sloppy Horror Patreon, I don't know what the link is, but you'll fucking find it. It's Google.
Patreon.com/sloppyhorror.
That, okay? You get bonus episodes of us just fucking around for an hour, and then also you have the ability to message us, and we will look at those messages before we do each Patreon episode, and if you want to ask us a question, you want to hear us talk about something, anything at all, we will fucking read it, we'll give you a shout out, we'll do all that shit. You're a part of the show if you're a Patreon member. You can be a part of that show. All you need to do is get a little bit involved. You need to put your fucking goddamn fingers to the keyboard and make some words. Put some words in there.
Put some words in there for us.
Yeah. So do that. 2.
Mark, what is this, the third or fourth third movie we've covered?
Fuck, I don't know.
We're moving right along here.
What did we do in the 3s? We did
Wrong Turn 3, Hellraiser 3, Poltergeist 3. This is
so that's 3. We did a Jason.
Yeah. So the 4. Yeah, 4 of them.
So we got one more.
Yeah. Oh. Next week's the season finale, folks.
Oh shit. Better pick a good third one.
Yeah, we going to. We going to.
Oh, we.
Yeah, I like it.
Well, I'm excited for that.
Boys
As
and
you
girls.
should be. Hopefully my tonsils will be fucking not swollen by next week.
Hell yeah.
I'm talking
It's
breathe.
allergies.
I hate it.
Boys and girls, if you've made it this far, we love you so fucking much. Thank you for making us a part of your day. And, yeah, we hope to see you guys next fucking week here at the Sloppy Horror Podcast.
That was a good ending. We'll stop at that.